Oh man, 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 man. Wow. LDWMMAC. Wow. I tell you what, folks. Okay, I'm back again. This whole thing with Ben Askren, guys. Now, I wanted to do. I made a video, and then I also did. I'm doing a live stream to talk about it because some people don't want to really listen to a live stream, and some people they don't really care to watch a video. They rather just kind of participate in a live stream. So I'm cool with that. But I do it for the audience. That's it. So, folks, here's the thing. Okay, I'm on the road. Um, Ben Askren getting knocked out to me. Okay, it definitely is a black eye. We're going to talk a little bit more about this tonight on the Bias but Balance podcast. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. Um, yes, it kind of does give MMA a black eye. I mean, it does. It gives combat sports in general a black eye. It just do, y'all. It does because the fact that Ben Askren has been in there with so many legendary fighters. Now that don't mean that Jake Paul could defeat all these legendary fighters because if we put Jake Paul inside of an octagon, he loses. Okay, he loses. Um, the thing of it is, though, guys, is that you already got Jake Paul. He's pretty arrogant, pretty brash. He's all of that in a YouTube. He's all of that. So, what do you think this ripple down effect is going to happen now? I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Seriously, what do you guys think gonna happen now? I mean, I would love to hear from y'all. What do you think gonna happen? My whole problem with the deal is Jake Paul. They picked the perfect person. They picked Ben Askren. They picked Ben Askren. I mean, why would you pick Ben Askren? Because he can't box. He don't have any hands. He don't have any kickboxing. He don't. He's really not heavy in Muay Thai. He's got some hands. He's got some experience in Muay Thai, but his background base is wrestling. Okay, if you've ever seen Ben Askren fight inside of an octagon, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, his boxing in the octagon is just nowhere near. And look, there's some 13, 14 year olds who could beat Ben Askren in a boxing match. Okay, and we're talking amateurs, amateur 13, amateur kids that can beat him because he's not educated with his hands. Ben Askren don't understand how to slip a punch. I mean, he don't he don't get it. It's just not in him. He's a wrestler. He's really, really more of a wrestler. And you'll see a lot of these wrestlers, they come into MMA and you can tell that they don't strike. They don't strike very well. And, them slipping punches is just not something that they do. And it's not something, to them, they'll just change levels and they'll take it to the ground. That's what a wrestler will do. They're used to that. See, you can even tell what Ben Askren was trying to change levels. It's just that's the wrestler in him. That's never going to go away. Okay, that's the wrestler in Ben Askren. In that fight, he was trying to change levels. I mean, like he was going to shoot for a takedown. It's just something automatic. You're not going to lose that. If you've been wrestling your whole life, I mean, you're going to do that. That's what you're going to do. And he was about to do it. Y'all see how difficult it's been for Juliana Pena. Y'all see how difficult this girl is working on her striking incredibly. But still you can tell that there are a lot of holes in her striking game because that's not something that she does. She's not a striker. Okay, she's probably not going to be the most proficient striker. Mackenzie Dern the same way. You know, she's never probably going to pick up every single fundamental of boxing because she's been a jiu-jitsu practitioner her whole life. You can even take Amanda Nunes, Marcus Bell. You can even take Amanda. And Amanda Nunes strikes, her punches just, they're decent and they've evolved. But if you put in there and let her box or stand with Jermaine Durandam, she gets eaten up every time. Because Amanda Nunes really don't have the background in boxing or kickboxing. Okay, she don't have that background. Her background is BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's Amanda Nunes' background. Okay, it's not boxing, it's not kickboxing, it's not Muay Thai, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, Amanda, she's learned those things over time. Okay, she's learned them over time and she's learned how to execute. But thing of it is, that's just not what she does. Amanda don't do that. So now we're here. We take it here. We take it here. You know, boxing has taken a black eye, and so has MMA. Okay, here's why boxing. Let's talk about boxing first. Okay, y'all know y'all had a YouTuber headlining a boxing event again. Okay, you have guys. It's just what it is. Real true boxers, this probably will decrease their income in time. When you get the Tyson Furies or the Deontay Wilders, when they retire, the Errol Spencers and the Keith Thurmans, this is what we left with, y'all. Guys like Boots Ennis, they're probably not going to sell out pay-per-views, man, because of this madness. They're probably not going to be able to do it, Marcus Bill. It's going to be to the point, man, where, these guys, these YouTubers, guess what? They're going to be on top of everything. Because, see, they're bringing in millions and millions of followers. They're going to bring them. These YouTubers, they're popular. People watch them because people want to see a show. People want to see a show. That's why people deal with these YouTubers. That's why people want to watch these YouTubers. I get it. I mean, I get it. I get it completely. Okay, I straight up get it completely, and I understand completely about these YouTubers and these boxers. I get it. I mean, about these YouTubers and how this hip hop culture, these millennials, they're gonna flop. And these promoters, guess what the promoters are gonna do? The promoters are gonna buy into it. Hell, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn already had two YouTubers on the card. I think they were headlining. Okay, Jake Paul. It was Jake Paul and KSI. Or no, it was Logan Paul and KSI. Yeah, it was Logan Paul and KSI. I hate to say it, man. I mean, the sport of boxing as we know it is gone. It's gone. The sport of boxing is gone. Guys, when you can take a complete guy with no fighting experience in Jake Paul, I'm talking about a YouTuber, a guy that just made, just reaction videos, prank videos, and you train him, you condition his body, you get him in the best shape that he can get in, teach him how to actually learn fundamentals. Jake Paul caught on to some fundamentals, but the fundamentals were enough to beat Ben Askren, who had no fundamentals. For real. For real. Yeah, and Marcus Bell, with the help of Triller, they're going to bring in Triller. They're attracting the hip hop culture. They're doing all of that. With the help of Triller, boxing is going to have an overhaul. And I suspect Triller, man, they're going to be winning purse bids like they did. What Triller already won a purse bid with Teofimo Lopez. They won a purse bid. They won that purse bid. They paying Tio what, $6 million to go in here and fight George Kambosos Jr. Triller, they're here to stay for a while, y'all. They're here to stay. And if the PBC and Top Rank, if they want to survive, if the PBC and Top Rank, if they want to survive in this culture now, they're gonna have to work together. If Eddie Hearn, if they want to survive, see, you know what? I'll tell you this about Eddie Hearn. Okay? Eddie Hearn figured it out. He was like, you know what? I got to play ball with these guys. I got to play ball with these guys. I got to do something. And Eddie Hearn, he's young enough to where Eddie Hearn gonna play ball with Triller. He gonna play ball to make some of these fights happen because Eddie Hearn gonna want a piece of that millennial money. But you got these guys like Bob Arum, okay, Al Heyman. They probably won't want to work with Triller. And I'm pretty sure Bob Arum don't want to after getting like thrashed in a purse bid. Bob Arum coming up with his $1-2 million. Triller said, nah, $6 million. They just came at 6 mil. Bob Arum said he couldn't compete with that. See, that's what's going to happen. But Bob Arum, these guys, nothing. Okay, they have nobody at all. Come back. Okay. Saying the racist comments, you got to go. I thought I blocked you for good, but damn it, you found a way to come back. Okay. But anyway, um, the thing of it is, man, they're gonna have to play ball. They're gonna have to make these fights. The PBC, Top Rank, Frank Warren, he's got. They're gonna have to work together, and I'm talking about they're gonna have to work together to get these fights done. Or Triller, they're gonna take over, and they're gonna start putting on these freak show events. This is gonna be the rising of boxing. This is gonna be the rising version of boxing. That's what this gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. Okay, the freak show is going to exist. It's going to exist, and people are going to pay for the freak show. I mean, Rising is very popular in Japan. People will pay for a freak show in 2021, in this century, in this decade, this era. People will pay for a freak show, and that's what we got last night in Triller was a freak show. We got a real bona fide freak show in Triller. It's there, guys. It's here, and unfortunately, they're gonna eat boxing up. They're gonna eat Top Rank. Gonna get ate up. Al Heyman gonna get ate up. Okay, and Eddie Hearn is already smart enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna play with these Triller folks. I'm gonna play ball. We're gonna make some money together. Eddie Hearn not stupid. I guarantee you, Eddie Hearn will be the guy that will try to work and integrate into Triller, because Triller, they're not going nowhere for a while. Hey, that's up. They got my homie Black Reality TV. What's up, brother? They're not going anywhere. Triller gonna be here for a minute, man. Anybody that can come in here and just completely destroy Top Rank in a person, I'm talking about destroying. Like Bob Arum couldn't come back from $6 million. They couldn't do it. Triller just said, forget it. We're gonna shut things down now. We're gonna give Teofimo Lopez $6 million right now. These people that's got that kind of money, man, they're gonna be around for a while. For real. Yeah, you know what though? I think Dana White, though, I'm gonna tell you why Dana White is a little bit smarter. I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, Dana White, first of all, isn't gonna let a freak show happen in the UFC. He tried that with CM Punk and realized that it didn't work. Okay, Dana White tried his one freak show, and that was CM Punk. They trained CM Punk for 2 years, got him the best trainer that he can get, and he still went in there and got his ass whooped. Okay, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. Okay, you have a lot of MMA fighters that are probably, yeah, you know what? You have some MMA fighters that'll leave when their contract is up. But see, the thing with Dana White and these guys, they're under contract. They're under heavy contract, so they can't just leave. They can't just go. And Dana White, he's probably going to block these kind of fights unless you're Conor McGregor. He's going to block these kind of fights unless you're Conor McGregor. Now, when these guys get out of a contract, and if Triller is throwing like, $3-4 million at some of these MMA fighters, they'll probably do it. And hell, and guys, I'm gonna tell y'all this: if Triller starts an MMA brand, Dana White will be in trouble. If Triller starts and they call it's Triller Fight Club. Hold on, driving. It's Triller Fight Club, y'all. That's what it's called. So Triller might jump into the MMA brand, and if they do, Dana White gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be in trouble. And if they start throwing some money around that these fighters ain't never seen, Dana White gonna be in trouble. Okay, because Triller, they got the money to compete. Okay, somebody backing them. They got that money to compete with anybody. So don't think that Triller, won't or could not have the possibility of going into MMA. They might do it. But I got to give kudos to Dana White, Scott Coker, Ray Sefo, won championships, LFA, Invicta. I got to give them props, man. They're not putting any freak shows on. They refuse to put freak shows on. They ain't gonna do it. Okay? They refuse to put freak shows on. They refuse to put them, and they're not going to. They're not gonna put freak shows on. So I mean, it's kudos to them. But Dana White is gonna have to be ahead of the curve. Okay, especially Dana White. These other MMA organizations, okay, they not so much, man. See, Scott Coker, I'm gonna tell you, I think Scott Coker was surviving this. Scott Coker would be willing to work with Triller. I mean, you guys know that, right? Scott Coker would work with Triller. Scott Scott Coker would work with Triller. He would work with Triller because Scott, he's already open minded, man, to some boxing matches. So yes, he absolutely will work with Triller, but he's the only one. I know Dana White wouldn't do that, and Triller might even be the game changer that Scott Coker needs. Have y'all noticed that Triller might be the game changer? It might be something that can push him up. Okay, because Scott because Scott always wants to keep his people happy. Okay, he always want to keep his people happy. That's what Scott Coker want to do. He always want to keep the guys happy. That's what Scott Coker wants to do. And so Scott Coker would do a co-promotional deal with Triller. I guarantee you he would. And see, where Dana White won't do these things, Scott Coker will venture into that. And hell, if Triller ever get into MMA, they might even do a co-promotion with Bellator. I promise you, Scott Coker would do it. I promise. But now he's not going to put a freak show on his own Bellator card. He ain't gonna do that. But he'll do a co-promotional deal where maybe some of his MMA guys will box some Triller guys. But I tell you, if Triller do go into MMA and Triller get some MMA fighters, legit fighters, Scott Coker will be on board. Scott Coker will be on board with the boxing. For real. For real. I think, yeah, the opportunity. Yeah, Black Reality. I think a lot of them guys, they do deserve more money, man. Because when they first come in, you don't make a lot. You don't make a lot. They make like a 10 and 10. They make a 10 and 10 contract, 10 to show and 10 to win. And that's not a lot of money, man, when you're trying to, pay, keep your lights on. It's not a lot of money, man. Ain't a lot of money at all. Trying to keep the lights on, you trying to, have some kind of something. Mm-mm. That ain't how it work. That ain't how it go down. But it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what I always say. It is what it is. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm talking to y'all. All right, I'm back. I got kicked out of my own stream. But yeah, y'all. See, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Yeah, I think Triller could bring in some women's boxing. Sure, they could. Sure, they could if they wanted to. I think Triller, they've got a lot of upside. Okay. I really believe that Triller, they got a lot of upside. They kind of can write their destiny right now. And unfortunately, they got the money so they can get the fighters in there. Okay, I think Adrian Broner might go. I think Adrian Broner may go to Triller. I mean, it's possible. Adrian Broner might go to Triller. He might go, and if he does go, I mean, he'll bring a fan base with him. It's just Triller. That's a lot of money to turn down. And see, you have fighters turning down money, man, to stay with PBC and Al Heyman. And I've heard that Al Heyman has given these guys a lot of perks and stuff to hang around, but it just appears that the guys are losing faith in Al Heyman, losing a lot of faith. Um, and I just think the boxing promoters are going to be screwed, man, because Triller, yeah, either you're gonna work with Triller or you might not get these big fights. But see, this is boxing fault. It's boxing fault because boxing just put on the fights that we really want to see, and see this problem could probably go away. But see, I even think now that Triller, even though Triller is going to be a freak show, I think even Triller is going to even put on some fights that we want to see. See, I think Triller has that ability. I think they got it, and I think they'll probably do it. That's just me. I think Triller will put on some fights that we really truly want to see. I think they will. That's just what it is. Um, but boxing did this to us. Okay, boxing did it. Boxing did it. Okay, we didn't do it as fans. We're just looking at what boxing gave us. Okay, we're looking at what we got from boxing, and what we got from boxing is a whole lot of garbage. We got these junk fights. We got like a fight marinating for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. See, we've got a lot of these kind of fights that did this, and now look what we have in the aftermath, y'all. Okay, look what we have in the aftermath. In the aftermath, this is what we have. We have junk fights. We got garbage. We got crap. Okay, and now we're gonna get more crap. Now we're gonna get the Jake Paul fiasco again. Hell, he's probably gonna be Triller's like headliner. He gonna be the number one draw. Yep, and it's gonna be a YouTuber. Shaking my head, man. Shaking my head. And the old school fighters, a lot of them, they're probably shaking their head, man. They're probably shaking their head at what this has become. I'm sure that they're shaking their head at what has become boxing. They gotta be. I mean, hell, you had a lot of MMA fighters and a lot of boxers. They were pretty much, man, they were kind of like disappointed. You had some boxers that don't even, they know Ben Askren is a wrestler, but they were very disappointed. They were extremely disappointed. And they were disappointed because they know that Ben Askren has some kind of combat experience. They know that Jake Paul, grew up probably a little, preppy, sheltered little kid. And Ben Askren had to, dig deep. It really does put a black eye on combat sports, man. It does. But it make Jake Paul trainers look damn good because you can take somebody like Jake Paul and make him into a boxer. Okay. But the verdict is out on Jake Paul. The verdict is not out yet. Okay. Jake Paul actually got to fight a true warrior, a true fighter. Okay. Somebody with hands, somebody with any kind of striking experience. I saw Tyron Woodley in there. I saw him in there. So, I mean, what? Y'all think Jake Paul could beat Tyron Woodley? I doubt it. I doubt he could beat Tyron Woodley. I don't think he could. Um, and Tyron Woodley he walks around at about 190. Ben Askren, he was already undersized anyway. He didn't have hands. I mean, even thinking that he had an opportunity to win this fight, man, it's crazy. I thought Ben had a small chance. I thought that he was just going to put a lot of pressure and close that distance, man. But Ben Askren couldn't even do that, man. I mean, really, man, it was pitiful watching him try to close distance. It was pitiful. It was pitiful. And he probably got to be the worst boxer on the planet. He probably got to be. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he is the worst boxer on the planet. My God, boy, he is terrible. Ben Askren is horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Let's go get me a mask, y'all. I gotta get a mask. I ain't got one. Hold on, guys. Hook y'all up real quick. I gotta get a mask. Give me a sec. Mute y'all. Yep. Yep. You sure did, man. And thank you.
You. Have a good
You
day.
too. Yep, you did. And every single fighter that Ben Askren has fought, they're gonna start questioning those wins. They're gonna start questioning the fighters that he fought. And see, that's the thing, man. It's the risk you take when you get in there against a guy. And Jake Paul, he's been boxing for about 2 years, so he's he's had 2 years, man. Two complete full years up on Ben Askren to actually get this right. To learn how to jab, to learn how to, come over top after you throw it. See, he's had a couple of years. Ben Askren, the only boxing that he's gotten has been from MMA coaches, man, and that's limited. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now, boxing training from an MMA coach that understands MMA is very limited. That's why that's why a lot of those guys they go out and they go hire coaches or striking coaches. They go hire those guys because the MMA guys, like your head coach, they know something about striking. They understand, how to punch, but they don't understand like the little small nuances. Ben Askren, he had an MMA coach helping him as well, and I'm like, man. And then when I saw Ben Askren at the weigh-in, I said, nah, Ben Askren getting knocked out. When I saw him at the weigh-ins, I said, Ben Askren is getting knocked smooth out. When I saw him at the weigh-ins, I said, nope, Ben Askren finna get knocked smooth the hell out. He's out. He's out of here. He's done. And Ben Askren looked like he ain't even take this fight serious. I mean, y'all see that? He like he ain't even trained, man. Like, what the hell? Are you serious? Like, come on, man. Come on. You didn't train for this fight? It's a big fight. He ain't trained. Ben Askren looked like he just got up off the couch, man. Where? Hold on. Hey, y'all. I had to check y'all later, man. Hey, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.